Hi guys, this is Natasha from Russia, and today's video is about 10 Russian movies that will let you to understand Russians better. I believe that if you cannot travel to country and live among people, cinema can let you to know these people better. If you watch their movies, you might understand this nation better. At least this is available source of the information, so you must use it definitely. I had plans since a long time to make a rating of Russian movies. I went to my friends and relatives and I asked about movies they liked, and I understood that it's so subjective. You know, everybody was telling me different movies from different time, but I chose the timing after the Soviet Union fall because it's absolutely different cinematography. Russian cinema at the time wasn't that much great actually. After Soviet Union fall, we got a shortage in financing, so people weren't doing a good job actually. But I want to show you a few movies that formed me maybe as a person, as a Russian, and a few movies that were so much popular at that time. So here is the list. Let's start with one of my most favorite movie, and I think this is the hardest one.
The Thief.
This movie is a story of a young widowed woman, Katya, and her son Sasha, who met an officer, Talyan, who turns out to be a professional criminal.
Now his world is about to become their world.
This movie I watched when I was a kid, and I can tell you that it's one of a few movies that made me cry actually. And I'm not sure I'm able to rewatch it again. But this movie is a masterpiece, and I think most of you must see it at least once.
One of the most touching scenes in the movie shows a transfer of prisoners from a district prison to transport that will take them to Siberia. Their friends and relatives wait in the snow for a glimpse of them. When the prisoners are released from jail, their loved ones shout out desperate messages to them, and they will never see them again.
Nominated for an Academy Award, this internationally acclaimed success is a movie for movie lovers. A world where deception is everywhere. And love is where you find it. The Thief.
Brother. Well, most of you, if you ever watched Russian movies, you were supposed to see this movie. This movie was one of the most commercially successful at that time.
Danilo, coming back from war, trying to find the pieces of his family, his life, and his purpose. The director of this movie didn't have enough budgets actually to create a great movie. But because of that, they actually created a masterpiece because it shows the reality so much.
The character of Danila is considered of many of us to be a symbol of the early post-Soviet Union period. So if you want to feel the atmosphere of the 90s and understand the generation of Russians, like my generation, so here it is, you must see it.
Где твои крылья, которые так нравились мне? Где твои крылья, которые нравились мне?
Window to Paris. Well, this movie is personally one of my favorite movies because it shows so much the reality of the 90s. Especially this movie was recorded in St. Petersburg in communal apartment, and I made a video about these flats before, so I will leave the link to this video so you can see how it looks nowadays. This movie is a comedy, and it shows the effect of the fall of Iron Curtain on the life of Europe, about Russian invasion
Travel, adventure,
and the humiliation of intelligentsia in Russia.
the high life, and the fast lane. Two different cultures meeting in a comic collision on the streets of the most beautiful city in the world.
If you want to feel the spirit of 90s, the city I was living in at that time, you should definitely see it. The Island, 2006. This movie is about Christian Eastern Orthodox monk. Actually, this movie is about our Russian Orthodox roots, which majority forget about. Many people see this movie as a Christian propaganda, but it's absolutely not. Because the ideas in this movie are absolutely accessible for the people with any beliefs. Because it's about relations with God. It's about sins of people who even are considered as saints in the religion.
Другое время и странное место.
Battle for Sevastopol, 2015. Wow. This is a Russian-Ukrainian movie. It was made at that time when our relations were fine. This is a biographical war film about Lyudmila Pavlichenko. Lyudmila Pavlichenko was one of the deadliest snipers in the Second World War, and she was the most successful female sniper in the history. So here's her story.
Pavlichenko isn't just a soldier. My men are whispering her name when going into battle. Smile, Pavlichenko. Smile.
We're retreating. Do you hear me? Retreating! Our losses are huge! And you will be among them tomorrow!
War isn't only death. War is such a life.
Hipsters 2008, and this is musical. I'm not a very big fan of musicals actually, but believe me, this movie worth watching.
Каждый стиляга потенциальный преступник. От саксофона до ножа один шаг.
This movie is about post-war time dedicated to the youth of the 50s and their subculture, which called hipsters, or admirers of the West, who listen to rock and roll and dress exclusively in bright and trendy clothes. Of course, the older generation does not like it. Though the movie is about Soviet Union time, I found so many things similar to the society I was growing in. And don't be fooled by the music. Most of the music they used is the music of present times adapted to the movie.
Что все это значит, Мелс?
Алло, комиссар, это я. А это костюм другой просто.
Ты хуже, чем враг.
Here is my favorite part of this movie that explains the whole USSR system.
Ты посмел посягнуть на святая святых. Где твои идеалы? Ты плюнул на них. Ты за яркие тряпки врагу продаешься. И с совестью, честью легко расстаешься. Но ты не победишь, наша цепь не прервется.
What Men Talk About, 2010. Do you want to know what Russian middle-aged men talk about? Here it is.
Слушайте, а вот почему можно изменить только жене или мужу? Почему нельзя изменить, к примеру, детям?
То есть?
Ну, представь, тебя видели выходящим из Макдональдса с чужим ребенком, а?
Или нашел тебе ребенок в кармане чек от конструктора Лего, а ты ему Лего не покупал.
Или купил незнакомому ребенку на улице мороженое. Ничего серьезного, душевный порыв. А твои дети это заметили.
Да, и твой ребенок тебя спрашивает еще так. Так, папка, ты его знаешь, а?
А ты такой, да нет. Ох, просто купил мороженое, честно.
Да? И в который-то раз ты ему просто купил мороженое, а?
Да что тут такого? Пошел нахер, мальчик. Я ж тебе говорю. Я первый раз его вижу, посмотри на него. Пошел нахер, мальчик!
Не стёбался. Первый раз видеть человека и сразу ему мороженое? Я, между прочим, мороженое годами не вижу.
Да, и все. И на утро шкафы пустые, игрушек нет и записка. Прося, из детского сада нас заберет мама.
Peculiarities of the National Hunt, 1995. I'm sure many of you already have watched this movie, but if you didn't, you miss a lot. A Finnish guy came to study Russian hunting customs. Banya, bears, alcohol, group of Russians men, and one foreigner who doesn't speak Russian. The movie is really hilarious.
Вот что мне нравится в тебе, Михалыч, это то, что ты емкие и содержательные тосты выдаешь.
Ну, за братство.
For brotherhood.
And I can tell you that it's almost like in reality, because I used to hunt and I used to fish with a lot of guys, and yeah, this is in the most of situation, this is how they really hunt. Fortress of War or Brest Fortress. Well, this is a Russian-Belarusian movie. This movie is so personal to me because my granddad, he was Belarusian, and I used to travel to Belarus so many times. Belarus suffered during Second World War so much more than even our territories somewhere. I've been to Brest Fortress before, and believe me, it leaves a lot of hard feelings. How people were fighting for the land, how they were protecting one thing. This film shows the heroic defense of the Brest Fortress that took part in the Second World War. How this place became a key symbol of the Soviet Union resistance to the fascists. The plot of this movie is so close as possible to historical fact. If you have never heard of epic defense of the Brest Fortress, you should definitely watch this movie. People started to forget about the realities, they started to forget their history, and it's very sad.
Мам, но там только 9.
Right, there were just 9 Russian videos, and the 10th one you are going to advise me in the comments. Please write in the comments the movies that changed your perspective of Russians, or maybe let you to understand Russians better. And I'm going to check all of them and tell you my opinion also as well. If you like this video and you want more, thumbs up, don't forget to subscribe, and see you next week. Пока-пока!